I just want to show the bike after putting the graphics on. It was in the middle of the video and it cut out. It just stopped recording for some reason. So this is what we started with, was the number plate. That's what we was working on. And I got it just a little bit off, but based on the front, it's pretty good. But it came out smooth. There's no bubbles. The front, same. I had very little air bubbles. I got one right here. I'll work that out. And I also did not use the heat gun like I talked about. I had a little bit of trouble with this one here. I haven't taken all them out yet. I did kind of a rush job. I didn't let it sit either, which didn't cause an issue. Maybe because it was cold outside, it wasn't hot. So these wasn't moving around. They stuck down really well, so might be something to consider, I guess. But these didn't seem to want to fit just right, so I ended up tucking this in under the seat and just bringing it to here. Because if I tried to go forward, then it had a spot right there I didn't like. I'd rather have done it this way. But they turned out pretty good. And I made comments about the plastic, and actually for the rest of it, the flimsiness of it actually worked out an advantage for putting the plastic on. It just took me a minute to kind of catch that after working on some of the rest of it. It actually worked out when we put the graphics on the YZ. It wasn't like that. The YZ has a lot of sharp spots and edges, and it's just a lot more difficult. But this one worked out really good. And we just put the swing arm graphic down here. And like I said, did it late at night, so he raced the next day, which he got first in his class on his first race, Gage. And that was pretty cool. We're still working on this. Still got a little bit more I want to do to it. He don't have a clutch, so I have to get him used to the clutch, and then maybe he can ride the KX65 eventually. And that's my point. I just don't have the clutch on there yet, and it doesn't have fourth gear. It's a little bit of an older one. I can't even remember the year of it, but it only has third gear. But just a rundown on this bike. This thing had a lot of issues that we fixed up. Like the shift lever is actually from a 2000 KX60. We made that fit up there. I did have to grind a little bit in here. I probably didn't have to, but I did it just so I know it's never going to catch and get stuck. So I just ground a little bit of the back, and this one seems to hold up a lot better. He wrecks quite a bit in the yard, so that's how we ended up having to replace that. He bent it so bad, and I tried to bend it back and it broke. So that's what we did there from KX60. The back wheel, I don't know. I got this in another video, and I'll probably be loading this one before I upload the rest of the stuff we did to it. But we got a back wheel from a KX60, and that's got I think a 44 tooth sprocket, which is quite a bit bigger than the stock. So it changes the gearing quite a bit, and third gear just ain't enough, but yet at the same time that's all he needs. I mean, he can take off in third just fine and not have any problems. Even without the clutch, it takes off pretty fast. But he raced more of a, I don't know, semi motocross. It's a pretty big track, but a lot of tabletops. And he was maxed out in speed, so he would need fourth gear for that. Maybe some small supercross stuff indoors. He would probably be alright with third gear. And he's just a beginner. That was his first race. Like I said, I gotta get him used to the clutch too. So we haven't even started on that yet. But the only real beef I have with these plastics is that the front fender is like totally bent. I mean, the forks are out of whack too, and that's going to be what I fix next. Yeah, I'm going to record that too. But the plastic is, look how flimsy that is. which may be a good thing. I kind of complained about it at first. I think it may actually be a good thing. As much as he wrecks, I mean, look at that. And then yesterday he was acting silly and jumped up on the fender and was trying to get a ride while his other brother was riding it. So, and it didn't break off. It's not cold enough yet though either, maybe. So I don't know. We'll see how that holds up. But next we're gonna fix the alignment of this, which I think it got even worse yesterday. So I'm gonna put that in a video and show how to do that. This is the other side. Turned out pretty good. This exhaust was all rusted up, so I just sanded it down with a wire brush on a drill and then just painted it with some black high temp paint, which seems to hold up just fine. Eventually I'll put him some new exhaust on there if he doesn't go to the 65 quick enough, you know. I'd like for him to go to the 65, but we'll see. He's still just a little bit small for it too. It has a recluse clutch, and it has to get to a higher RPM to really go anywhere. Alright, so we've almost got this thing done. We got the graphics and plastics on there. And as I mentioned, these forks, I was talking a while ago about the back wheel. It's from a 60. The front wheel's from a 60. The forks are from a 60. A KX60. You know, the KLX doesn't come with these forks. These are the stock forks of a KX60, a 2000 KX60. Yeah, I think these handlebars were on it when we got it, and they actually had the thumb throttle. I may have that in another video, but again, I'll have this uploaded before them videos probably. There she is, looking good. Well, looking better anyway. A few more things, and we'll have her done.